Good morning and welcome to another daily reading. This is Exodus 19 and John. Just let me confirm it's John. I looked at it like 4 times, but just to make sure. John 1. So Exodus 19 and John 1. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only, and he's an extremely jealous El. He's so jealous that he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. And Yah is short for YahWeh, Yahweh, Yod-He, Vav-He, Yahuah. It's like saying Dan, Daniel, Daniel with an E. What is the difference and does matters when people say that Phil, Bob, Sam, and Aaron are the same name, when no, they're not, and no one in their right mind would ever believe that, and only a fool would believe that a hammer could force its creator to do anything. And there was no letter J in the Hebrew, Greek, or Aramaic text because the letter J is about 600 years old, while the son of Elohim, Yahushua, the Messiah, sweat blood and was brutally murdered on a stake, spent 3 days in Sha'ul in darkness and gnashing of teeth and fire for the sins of all of humanity, and was resurrected on the 3rd day for the sins of all of humanity over 2,000 years ago. And a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Yeshua, Yeshua is short for Yahoshua, which when directly translated from Hebrew to English is Joshua, and the name of the son, Yahshua, means Yah is salvation. Yah will save his people from their sins. The name of the Father is in the name of the Son. So, where is God in Jesus? First of all, there is only one God, and that's the pagan idol of fortune. Go look it up. And Jesus is Greek for Hail Zeus. And Isus, Asus is 4 different deities combined, including Zeus. It's all idol worship. It's garbage. Lord is Hebrew for Baal. Christos, or Christ, is the Greek idol Christos, used to define every single idol in their time. And so it was really easy to just say BC, before Christ, before they decided to call all their idols Christ. Do the research. I'm telling you, you're fooling yourself. YahWeh, Yahuah is the right way. Excuse me. Exodus 19. In the 3rd new moon, so the 3rd month, after the children of Yisrael, YISRA' with a half a check mark L, had come out of the land of Mitzrayim, Mitsraym, which is Egypt. On this day they came to the wilderness of Sinai, Sinai, for they set out from Rephidim, Rephid with a line underneath of it, Im, and had come to the wilderness of Sinai and camped in the wilderness. So Yisrael camped there before the mountain, and Moshe went up to Elohim. Moshe is Mosheh, which is Moses, went up to Elohim, and Yahweh called to him from the mountain, saying, "This is what you are to say to the house of Jacob," which is James, YA'Aqob with a line underneath of it, and declared to the children of Israel, "You have seen what I did to the Mitzrites, the Egyptians, and how I bore you on eagles' wings and brought you to myself. And now if you diligently obey my voice and shall guard my covenant, then you shall be my treasured possession above all the peoples. For all the earth is mine, and you shall be to me a reign of priests and a set-apart nation. Those are the words which you are to speak to the children of Israel. Keep my commands." Says it over 7,000 times in the entire word. Keep my commands. Could that possibly mean that we should listen to a single verse that says, feel it in your heart and just stop doing everything else? No. That means you're a stupid fool who doesn't care about the word. You could read it 1,000 times over and you just stop listening to all the important stuff and just start listening to a single verse. You're fooling yourself. How can you claim to learn from the word if you only believe in a certain part of it and not the rest of it? It makes no sense whatsoever. Excuse me. And Moshe came and called for the elders of the people and set before them all these words which Yahweh commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, all that Yahweh has spoken we shall do. So Moshe brought back the words of the people to Yahweh. And Yahweh said to Moshe, see, I am coming to you in the thick clouds, so that the people hear when I speak with you, and believe you forever. And Moshe reported the words of the people to Yahweh. And Yahweh said to the people, go to the people and set them apart today and tomorrow, and they shall wash their garments, and shall be prepared by the third day. For on the third day Yahweh shall come down upon Mount Sinai before the eyes of all the people. And you shall make a border for the people all around, saying, take heed to yourselves that you do not go up to the mountain or touch the border of it. Whoever touches the mountain shall certainly be put to death. Not a hand is to touch it, but he shall certainly be stoned or shot with an arrow. Whether man or beast, he shall not live. When the Yobel, Y-O-B with a line underneath of it, E-L, which is... excuse me, it says see explanatory notes Yobel. So look at my video on explanatory notes Y. When the Yobel sounds long, let them come near the mountain. And Moshe came down from the mountain to the people and set the people apart, and they washed their garments. And he said to the people, be prepared by the third day, do not come near a wife. And it came to be on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud on the mountain, and a voice of a shofar was very strong. Shofar says animal horn, traditionally a ram's horn. And a voice of a shofar was very strong, and all the people who were in the camp trembled. And Moshe brought the people out of the camp to meet with Elohim, and they stood at the foot of the mountain. And Mount Sinai was in smoke, all of it, because Yahweh descended upon it in fire, and its smoking went up like the smoke of a furnace, and all the mountain trembled exceedingly. And when a voice of the shofar sounded long and became very strong, Moshe spoke, and Elohim answered him by voice. And Yahweh came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mountain, and Yahweh called Moshe to the top of the mountain, and Moshe went up, and Yahweh said to Moshe, go down and warn the people, lest they break through unto Yahweh to see, and many of them fall. And let the priests who come near Yahweh set themselves apart too. Everybody who goes near Yahweh is supposed to set themselves apart, lest Yahweh break out against them, which would have been them being put to death. Yahweh would have just killed them, just like that. It wouldn't have been, okay, now you have to stone these people. No, the moment they cross that border or touch that, they would just die. Excuse me. And Moshe said to Yahweh, the people are not able to come up to Mount Sinai, for you warned us, saying, make a border around the mountain and set it apart. People don't care about borders. They think that's something that they can just pass by. And Yahweh said to him, come, go down, and then come up, you and Aaron with you. Aaron is A-H-A-R-O-N. In English, there's no H. With you, but do not let the priests and the people break through to come up to Yahweh, lest he break out against them. And Moshe went down to the people and spoke to them. And Exodus 20 is the 10 Commandments. These are the foundation of the Torah. John, Yohanan 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Elohim, and the Word was Elohim. He was in the beginning with Elohim. All came to be through him, and without him not even one came to be that came to be. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. There was a man sent from Elohim, whose name was Yohanan, Y-O-H with a dot, A-N-A-N, which is John. This one came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, capital L, light. I believe they're talking about either the set-apart spirit or the sun. This one came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all might believe through him. Okay, so the light is Yahweh. He was not that light, but that he might bear witness of that light. Yeah, it's talking about the light is Yahweh. He was the true light which enlightens every man coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world came to be through him, and the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own did not receive him. But as many as received him, to them he gave the authority to become children of Elohim, to those believing in his name. Not his names. We don't get to change whatever we decide, whatever language. It says keep his name set apart, so in Hebrew only. And if you can't say Yahweh, you probably have a speech impediment or something. If you can't say Yahshua instead of Yeshua, if you can't say Yahushua, then you probably have a speech impediment. If you can say Yahweh, Yahuah, Yahshua, Messiah, Hamashiach, you don't need to change languages. Just saying. And even if you have a speech impediment, it might come out sounding weird, but you're still saying the name. To those believing in his name, who were born not of blood, nor of the desire of flesh, nor of the desire of man, but of Elohim. And the Word became flesh and pitched his tent among us, and we saw his esteem as of an only brought forth of a Father, complete in favor and truth. Yohanan bore witness to him and cried out, saying, This was he of whom I said, He who comes after me has become before me, because he was before me. And out of his completeness we all did receive, and favor upon favor, for the Torah was given through Moshe. The favor and the truth came through Yahshua Messiah. The Torah of Yahweh is to be uplifted, while the Torah of man, aka the traditions of men, is to be abolished. If you don't know the difference between the two Torahs, you can just assume that the Torah entirely has just been done away with. And if you believe the Torah has been done away with, then you must understand that you're saying that Yahshua Messiah's sacrifice was useless, because there is no right or wrong, because there's no Torah against what's wrong. So everything is right. So you're saying that his sacrifice was also useless by saying that there is no right and wrong. Which is not the case, of course. No one has ever seen Elohim, the only brought forth Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he did declare, which means all those people that were supposedly talking face to face to Yahweh weren't talking to Yahweh, they were talking to the Son. It just shows how entwined the Father and the Son are. Like, we know the Father's entwined, like, you can clearly see it. But when you don't understand the word and you just read it and you're like, well, I don't see anything about the Son. Well, of course you don't. You don't understand what Elohim means, or Elohim, or Eloah. Eloah is singular for mighty one, and Elohim is plural for mighty ones. Two of them. The Father and the Son. And judges and rulers, or judges or rulers as the Arabic would call it, there's still an S for the Father and the Son. Messengers don't get capital letters. Not even the chief messenger, Michael, gets a capital letter in chief messenger. Excuse me. Now this was the witness of Yohanan when the Yehudim, Y-E-H-U-D with a line underneath of it, I-M, sent from Jerusalem, Y-E-R-U-S-H-A-L-A-Y-I-M, which is Jerusalem. Yehudim is Judah, Jews. Sent from Jerusalem priests and Levites, L-E with a half a check mark, W-I-T-E-S, to ask him, Who are you? And he confessed and did not deny, but confessed, I am not the Messiah. And they asked him, What then are you? Elijah, E with a half a check mark, L-I-Y-A-H-U. So he said, I am not. Are you the prophet? Capital P. And he answered, No. Therefore they said to him, Who are you? So that we give an answer to those who sent us. What do you say about yourself? Excuse me. He said, I am a voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of YahWeh, Yahuah. As the prophet Yeshaya said, which is Isaiah, Yeshayaahu. And those sent were of the Pharisees, and they asked him, saying, Why then do you immerse if you are not the Messiah, nor Elijah, nor the prophet? Which is also a little bit of a proof behind the fact that the Pharisees did not baptize people. Yohanan answered them, saying, I immerse in water, but in your midst stands one whom you do not know, the one coming after me, who has become before me, whose sandal strap I am not worthy to loosen. This took place in Beth-Anah. Beth is B-E with a half a check mark, Y-T-H-N-A, A-N-Y-A-H, beyond the Yarden, Y-A-R-D-E with a half a check mark, N, where Yohanan was immersing. And I think the reason why the Pharisees and the scribes didn't immerse people, like baptize them, is because they believe they're a chosen people. They believe that because they're Jews, they're saved. Or because they're Hebrews, they're saved. And the Pharisees are the lawmakers. That's why I'm saying the Jews, because the Jews were the lawmakers. There's 11 other tribes that felt the exact same way. We're chosen people. We won't get taken out. And they all got exiled. Every single tribe, all of them, completely. There's a very small remnant. The homeless is what was left in Israel. And even most of them were taken too. And throughout history, it's always been a very small portion of actual citizens that were from the 12 tribes in Israel to date. Because they're still in exile. The state of Israel isn't the people of Israel, it's Babylon. On the next day, Yohanan saw Yahushua coming toward him and said, See the Lamb of Elohim who takes away the sin of the world. This is he of whom I said, After me comes a man who has become before me, for he was before me, and I did not know him, but that he might be revealed to Israel therefore I came immersing in water. And Yohanan bore witness, saying, I have seen the Spirit coming down from heaven like a dove and remain on him. And I did not know him, but he who sent me to immerse in water said to me, Upon whom you see the Spirit coming down and remaining on him, this is he who immerses in the set-apart Spirit. And I have seen and have witnessed that this is the Son of Elohim. Again, the following day, Yohanan was standing with two of his taught ones, and looking at Yahushua walking, he said, See the Lamb of Elohim. And the two taught ones heard him speaking, and they followed Yahushua. And Yahushua, turning and seeing them following, said to them, What do you seek? And they said to him, Rabbi, which means teacher. R-A-B-B-I means teacher. And there is no rabbi except for the Messiah and YahWeh. And there is no teacher except for the Messiah and YahWeh. And they said to him, Rabbi, where are you staying? He said to them, Come and see. They went and saw where he was staying, and remained with him that day. Now it was about the 10th hour. Andri, A-N-D-R-I, the brother of Shimon, S-H-I-M'-O-N, Kêpha, Shimon Kêpha, K-E with a half a check mark, P-H-A, was one of the two who heard from Yohanan and followed him. First he found his own brother Shimon, and said to him, We have found the Messiah, which means the anointed. Christ does not mean anointed. It is the Greek idol Christos. Messiah means anointed. and HaMashiach, which means the anointed one. And he brought him to Yahushua, and looking at him, Yahushua said, You are Shimon the son of Yonah, Yonah, you shall be called Kêpha, which means a stone. Kêpha means a stone. Excuse me. On the following day, Yahushua wished to go to Galil, Galil, and he found Philip, Philip, and said to him, Follow me. And Philip was from Bethsaida, Beth, and then Saida is Tsaid with a line underneath of it, A, the city of Andre and Kêpha. Philip found Nathanael, Nethan apostrophe E with a half a check mark L, and said to him, We have found him whom Moshe wrote of in the Torah and the prophets, Yahushua of Nazareth, Natsareth. And the reason why it's Yahushua of Nazareth is because he spent time there. He wasn't actually born there. He had to flee there when he was young. The son of Yosef, Yose with a half a check mark PH, which is Joseph. And Nathanael said to him, Is it possible for any good matter to come out of Nazareth? Philip said to him, Come and see. Yahushua saw Nathanael coming toward him and said to him, See, truly a Yisraeli in whom is no deceit. Nathanael said to him, From where do you know me? Yahushua answering and said to him, Before Philip called you, when you were under the fig tree, I saw you. Nathanael answered and said to him, Rabbi, you are the son of Elohim. You are the sovereign of Israel. Yahushua answering and said to him, Because I said to you, I saw you under the fig tree, do you believe? Greater than that you shall see. And he said to him, Truly, truly, I say to you, from now on you shall see the heaven open and the messengers of Elohim ascending and descending upon the son of Adam. AD with a line underneath of it, AM. Hallelujah. Have a good day.